We are here on the west coast of Greenland, still blissfully unaware of the unexpected trouble waiting ahead. We'll be sailing north through the fog and icebergs, and we'll run into serious issues when our boat gets caught in a discarded fishing net. Our destination is the town of Aasiaat, which we hope to reach within a few days. Welcome along.
Let's go, Nova. Jo, hyvä mennä.
Good morning. Today we are getting straight into it. We are heading into this narrow channel. We are heading through this channel and then further up the coast of West Greenland. This first obstacle here is a little bit tricky. Like you can see, there's a lot of unsurveyed area and it is really quite narrow and winding, and at the end there's at least one more really interesting looking obstacle. I haven't even had my morning coffee yet, so this might not be so great. We are heading into the narrowest section here at the entrance. It looks like it's almost completely blocked off, but there should be a way around on the western shore. It is now approaching high tide again. We've timed it so that we are gonna be going through here at approximately high tide. So let's see. Palautus on syvä. Okei. Ei kyllä näe mitään dronella. Me vaan oikealle nyt 5 astetta tai 10. Nyt näkyy vähän pohjaa. Me vaan 10 vielä oikealle. Yeah, there's some current here too. Yeah, now it's again around 10 meters, but it was 3 meters for a little bit at the shallowest spot. And the current is really like pushing us around. Really pretty though. Very pretty. Tykkäätkö herätä aikaisin? Alright, we are past the first narrow part and I have my coffee from my very limited edition mug. Only one of these was made, but it wasn't good enough quality, so didn't make it into production. Anyway, we are past the first shallow part of the channel, and here I have to give a little bit of a plug to Raymarine and the new Lighthouse charts. They now offer coverage also for Greenland. Of course, there's a lot of unsurveyed areas, but that's just because the data is missing. There's just no data available. But if we do a quick comparison here, so this is where we're going now, and let's try the other charts that we also have for Greenland and Iceland. And as you can see in this one, there's no soundings at all. And as you can see, we even went over a rock here on this chart, and I believe that earlier on, you know, we were literally like traveling on land here. So it really does make a difference as to what kind of charts you use, and the Lighthouse charts for Greenland are really good, and I also like the color scheme on this quite a lot. It looks a little bit more like the traditional raster charts. The other feature that we use a lot with the Lighthouse charts is the real bathy sea bottom mapping. So what it does is it logs the readings from our depth transducer and then records the data and shows it here on the map. And here you can see we went through this shallow area that was also uncharted. It just shows how it got shallower, and then here was the shallowest part, which is also shown in this light red. And all of that is really useful because then I can keep an eye on how quickly it's getting shallower or deeper just by looking at our track and looking at the new map that the real bathy is making for us. And then the next time that we go through here, say we go through the shallow section, I can go like, okay, last time we went through here, it was 6 meters at the shallowest. So as long as my depth sounding is showing minimum of 6 meters, then I should be good. So we use that a lot, and the other thing that we use it for is for anchoring. So here you can see the spot where we anchored yesterday, and this is also uncharted area. And even if it was charted, you know, it's really useful to be able to just go around. And here I was checking the depths, and it's really nice to be able to see this in an easy format as you are kind of like mapping the depths around the anchorage. Okay, this is the last narrow section of this channel. It's a little bit interesting. I don't really like the look of this shore here. It's like there's like rocks and all kinds of stuff. Here on the starboard side it looks deeper. Still seems to be 10 to 12 meters deep here. Just as Sophie said that there's no other boats, there is a boat. Beautiful summer day. It's not always like this in Greenland. You might get the wrong idea from the videos, but because we are not on a schedule right now, what we do is we sit and wait at an anchorage for nice weather, and that's when we sail. You know, why would you go into bad, annoying weather if you don't really have to? So when we're coastal sailing, we usually take our time. I'm gonna jibe here straight off the bat, and then probably we'll get the head sail out as well. One of the reasons that we took the inner channel and why we are staying inshore right now is that there's a lot of fog out on the sea, and it's very persistent. It's been there for a few days, and it's probably gonna stay for a couple more days. There should be an island, but the fog bank is so thick that I can't see any signs of the island there. It's this one that we should be seeing, but no signs of it. We can see this one just emerging out of the fog, right over there. If we get lucky, then the fog won't push from the sea into the archipelago, but if we get unlucky, then we're gonna be sailing in the fog. Meanwhile, we have also spotted the first iceberg here. As we go further up north, there's gonna be more and more, because there's more glaciers that dispatch bergs into the sea. Call us boring all you want, but we will actually just keep going with the main sail only, because we are still doing 5 to 6 knots, even over 6 knots every now and then, so that's good enough for us, especially because this route is very windy, so we have to keep jibing, and if we pull out the Genoa it's just so much trouble, so whatever. And Sohovi and Nova are having a nap, so we just take it easy. It's really quite interesting how the fog is coming in from all directions, so we are kind of in our sunny bubble here. It might end any time. The sky itself is completely clear though, it's blue skies when you look high above. So we're just passing by the village of Attu right now, and I don't know much about it, and we are not gonna stop here because the wind is just too good. We are gonna continue, but there's around a couple hundred people living here, and the special thing about these towns is that because of the winter ice, in the winter there's actually like government subsidized helicopter flights, like route helicopter flights from the village. And now during the summer there is a fast ferry boat that connects these couple of towns that are here in this area. Nice going. We're just getting inside the islands now, so there will be no more waves at all. We are actually using the same route as what the ferry boats use to go north now. Purjehduskoira. Terve. Joo, hyvä. Hyvä. Piss. That's her pee mat. Usually Nova pees on the foredeck, but when we are sailing, we put the pee mat on the aft deck so that she can pee there. Nova, älä nuole sitä. She's licking the camera. She's a sailing dog. She doesn't want to come outside if the engine is on too loud. It's nicer to be inside, but when we are sailing and it's flat water, that's fine.
Siinä on rautua ja tortillaa. Kuinka monetta päivää putkeen rautua?
We've only pretty much been eating Arctic char the last several days, and we still have like 3 or 4 fish in the fridge. But can't really complain. Looks quite nice. Kelpaisiko sullekin, Nova?
No joo, Nova ei saa. Sinua sorsitaan.
Top it off with some salsa and some creme fraiche. Well, these icebergs here are starting to be quite big. These are easily like a tennis field size, maybe even a football field. But we are now coming to this bay where we want to anchor. There is unfortunately couple of bergs floating around in here as well, and those can be annoying when you're trying to anchor, because they can, if they float around and grab your anchor chain or get stuck on your anchor chain, then that's kind of a problem. But we'll try to find a spot here. I wanted to try and anchor here in this bay, but that friggin' iceberg there is exactly in the middle of it. Yeah, this one's actually pretty big. And you can see how it goes pretty deep underwater. So we've decided that if we go shallow enough, then the iceberg will hopefully not come on top of us during the night. So I went around the anchorage a couple of times just to form the map, and now we're just gonna drop the anchor here in the middle. There's really not a lot of space here. So when it's a little bit more marginal like this, then having the bottom mapping feature, the real bathy, it actually makes a difference, makes life a little bit easier at least. I mean, this one should have a draft of at least, I don't know, 4 or 5 meters or so. I'm gonna drop the anchor here. Then we hope for the best. Mitä luulet?
Pysyy.
Just testing the anchor here, and it seems to be holding. Yeah, we are not moving. Okay. Pepku. No vaan lähdetäänkö kävelylle? Lähdetäänkö ulos kävelylle? Hyvä. Oh yeah.
Hyvä. Hyvä.
Otetaan pois. Okei. Okay. Papa. Heippa. She's a sea dog, that's why she likes the seaweed. I think it's also the first iceberg that Nova sees. Okay, that was the late evening walk. It's been a really long day. We did like a 12-hour sail. So now back to the boat and off to bed. Good night. Alright, good morning. A bit of a reality check here. First of all, it is extremely foggy. Nova and Sophie just left to go ashore and I can barely see them even though they are like 50 meters away. Also can just barely see the iceberg that is still looming around. And as for me, well, let's get into the everyday life here. I'm gonna go inside. Today's outfit, by the way, the trendy Helly Hansen work overall. It accentuates my growing belly. And check out this decor provided by Nova. The good thing is that this overall gathers all of the shedded fur, so I'm like a walking duster here. So what I'm doing now is I'm gonna sit on my laptop for a few hours. I'll use this moment of silence that everyone else is gone and try and concentrate on some work. This is what we do a lot of, you know, we just sit on our laptops. It's just not really shown on the videos because it's not all that interesting, you know. I don't know how much of this you'd like to see, but this is what we do all the time. You know, we work full time and it's kind of hard to fit that together with the sailing life, to be honest. You know, that's like one of our biggest challenges, that We cannot just sail and plan everything around sailing. We also have to get some work done. Life would be a lot easier if you didn't have to work, but I'm sure that most of you are aware of that. Now a couple of hours of work, then we hope that the fog hopefully tapers off a little bit, and then we are gonna head off on our way again.
Hei, täällähän paistaa aurinko.
No joo, täällä äsken avautui. Noin, hyvä Rova. Noin.
So we noticed a lot of plastic trash here on the shore. So I'm going to fly an automated drone mission. This is one of the first times that I do it, but basically the drone is going on this predetermined flight path and it's going to map the whole shoreline in this small area. It takes photos that overlap a little bit, and then I upload everything into a cloud and into this research project which maps all of that, and then it uses AI to detect the trash. This stuff is actually pretty cool. I use a computer to plan the flight, and the drone actually doesn't really support it natively because it's just a cheap consumer drone, but there's kind of a hack around it. And just as I'm flying the next mission, there's whales right next to us. There's whales right there. I was listening to this sound of the whales blowing. Okay, I have to get us out of here and then we're gonna clear the seaweed afterwards. Se on vielä jumissa se ankkuri. Oh, we might be a little bit stuck on something. Voit tulla nostaa kölin kokonaan? Oh, we might be stuck on a rope. It's a line. We're stuck on a line. It's a line. Joo, se on kato pojuköys. Se on joku köys. Se on jumissa meissä. Yeah, it was a line and a fishing net. Joo, nyt liikutaan. Nyt vaan pitää päästä pois sen, ettei tartuta siihen uudestaan. Yeah, so if it wasn't clear, that mess had wrapped up all around our rudder, our anchor. There was some line and a fishing net and a bunch of seaweed or kelp. So yeah, that was not so great, but it looks like nothing's. Oh my god, okay, now so is it we have wrapped up in something else now. Oletko varma, että siis se oli meidän eessä ja me ajettiin siihen, vai se ei ollut kiinni meissä valmiiksi?
Ei ollut.
Se on kiinni meissä.
Saatko sä sen?
Ei, no, mutta me ollaan kiinni jossain.
Niin, mä olen just mistä. Oletko sä vai?
Nyt me liikutaan. Ehkä. Alright, and then we drove over some more fishing gear, apparently. So we saw some stuff go under the boat, and after that all of that stuff disappeared. It didn't come back afloat again. So the issue is we are afraid that something is stuck on our rudder, or I don't really know where, because the keel was up and we have checked. We took the centerboard out, we can't see anything here, can't see anything around the rudder. We just want to make absolutely sure. So I'm keeping the engine in reverse. I only reversed out of the bay. I barely managed to do it, and now we are kind of more of in an open area. So I'm not gonna engage the forward gear because I'm afraid that if something is stuck, let's say in our keel or keel box, then if I go forward, it might get wrapped around the propeller and then we are kind of screwed. Alright, then this thing. Yeah, I'm gonna go inside to look at the footage from the laptop. This is like the best way, honestly, to look at the underwater stuff. It's pretty effective, you can see here with the 360-degree camera. It's not a good quality picture, but you can pan it around, and so you can see our bottom paint is clearly falling out. We've had the same bottom paint for a few years now, and we have some nice kelp growing on the rudder. And then I'm sticking it through the rear deckerboard box, and you can see that the propeller is free, the rudder is free, there's nothing there between the rudder and the hull. These are our anodes here. Then have a look from the side of the boat. Nothing here. Honestly, the bottom paint is holding up pretty well because there's only some growth at the waterline. This is the bow section from the other side. I don't see anything. And then the keel, I think. Yeah, the back of the keel. Yeah, I don't see anything. Yeah, Nova, we are okay. It's okay, Nova. I don't see anything, so we'll just say that it was fine. It was probably some kind of stuff that's been laying there for ages, and maybe it's like partly submerged or whatever, and that's why I also didn't see it. But we should be good now. Okay, now I'll try to put the gear forward, and if we survive that, then we call it good. Good idea, by the way, to have rope knives somewhere close by, always available. We always have some, like there's one on the pedestal, we have one here on the wang, and one is here at the anchor, but Sophie needs it right now. And as you saw, all three of those were in use by the time we got rid of the first obstacle, the fishing net. It's not just for getting rid of stuff that's stuck to your hull, but also, even more importantly, it's like if you have a person get stuck on a sheet, you know, like somehow get tangled up with the Genoa sheet or something that's with something that's under tension. It can be really dangerous when you're sailing if someone gets tangled up on one of the control lines. So good to have some kind of a knife always handy. I prefer to have them here rather than have it on your person, because I don't know, I'm not gonna like wear or have a knife in my pocket all the time. I'd probably forget about that anyway. And these are the Swedish Mora knives, and this is a special version with stubby head and serrated edge, so they're only really made for cutting ropes. And I believe it's stainless steel as well, so these are now 3 years old and they are still holding up. The fog is coming. these two moving targets here, these two small ones, they are gonna be small power boats. They are moving very quickly. I don't have a target set up for them, but you can see they are moving past us really quickly. Those are small power boats. Then this one, we are heading almost straight for it. It's gonna be a really big iceberg here. You see this one? Or well, that's what I think it probably is, but I can't see anything. So it's either a big iceberg or a ship at anchor. But in these parts, more likely to be an iceberg. Now it's 0.25 miles away, and I was hoping to see it, but nothing to be seen. It should be right there. It's actually not warm here. It's like +4 degrees. Keep in mind that this is the warmest time of the year, the warmest time of the whole summer right now. But now we also have our first growlers, the first small bits of ice. Honestly, those are more annoying than the larger bits, because the larger ones we can see on the radar, and the larger ones are usually just grounded somewhere here. But these smaller ones that are floating around are really annoying, because you really have to keep a watch all the time. Okay, we decided we probably had enough drama for today, so we decided to head to Aasiaat and into the harbor. But these harbors are so crowded, so let's see if there's any space for us. We can raft up to this other sailboat here, so that's nice. Yeah, I think this is the best spot in the harbor. We have some nice neighbors that allowed us to raft up to them, and we are actually on this abandoned island. This was used for like fishing industry or whatever, but there's nothing happening there anymore. So it's actually quite nice, because this dock here is nice and quiet, and they now have these 2 barges here, which means that it's like a floating pontoon dock, which is really rare in Greenland. I mean, it's not a real pontoon, but it moves up and down with the tides, which really is helpful. Anyway, now we'll go to bed, and tomorrow I think we'll explore the town a little bit. We are going to town, and the biggest question of the day is, will we find a shower?
Yeah, I think we will. If there is a will, there is a way. Is it possible to use a shower?
Yeah, 2 showers.
Yeah.
Some more towels.
Okay.
Yeah, please. Alright, I give this shower a 6 out of 10. It is clean. You get fresh towels, but for 50 krone, that's I don't know, it's a little bit expensive. Minus points for bad airflow, and it's quite hot in here. I'm not complaining though. It's nice to get unlimited hot water every now and then. I feel so fresh now. Ready to take on the city.
Aika vihreitä taisi jäätellä.
Joo, tää on minttujäätelöä. Vegaanista minttujäätelöä. Saan huomauttaa alennuksissa.
Hieno pankki. That's the bank.
That's the shipyard. What do you think? Should we haul out in here?
Well, we don't have that many options. So,
Kato, tossa on laitettu palasiksi. Let's check out the harbor. A sailboat with a Greenland flag. Pallets are like the universally accepted storage solution for boats. Looks a little bit tippy to me. Police station. Onks hieno jäävuori. Not many places in the world where you can just chill out on the parking lot of a gym and look at some icebergs. So Disco Bay is gonna be over there, and that's where the icebergs come from. That's the school, I guess. Aasiaat has about 3,000 inhabitants, which makes it one of the bigger towns in Greenland. The backbone of the town comes from fishing and fish processing, but there is a growing tourism sector as well. Being the biggest town in the area, it also serves as a regional service and logistics hub for the nearby settlements. Someone's getting married! Let's go and check the damage. If the little rascal has been up to something. Usually she's very good at being alone though, so that's a good thing. Oh.
hei. No hei. No hei. Eikö sulla ole ikävä meitä?
Nothing has been destroyed, so I guess that's good. This is a dog channel now. I hope you enjoyed the video. These summer videos don't really always reach as wide of an audience as the winter videos. I mean, they are not quite as sensational maybe. So if you have made it this far, you are part of the core group that really keeps this channel going. And if you really want to keep the channel alive, the best way to do so is by joining my Patreon. Patrons get early access to new episodes and ad-free viewing, and there's also a private WhatsApp chat group and even a live boat tracker. Thanks so much for watching and for your consideration, and I will see you all next time. Bye bye.